What's up everyone? My name is Alan and welcome to my channel. This is my 2004 Mini Cooper S with 180,000 miles on it. If you're thinking about buying a cheap R53 in the price range of $2,500 to $3,500, you might end up with a rust bucket or a list of things to repair to make this a decent car. Now, besides this car actually running and driving, one of the other important things that I look for is a clean body. I don't want a ton of dents, and with a lot of these cars that I looked at, they seem to be rust buckets. Matter of fact, just about everyone I looked at within this price range had a rusted out rear hatch right around the emblem here, and they were also completely rusted out below the rear taillights. Luckily, this one had a pretty clean body, except for this dent here in this fender, which should be pretty easy to pull out, and a cracked windshield. I don't know if you can see that, but we will go ahead and replace the windshield. Now, I have had this car a couple months before starting this channel, and I've already started replacing a number of things. One of the first things I replaced was the exhaust system on this. The rear section was rusted out and was leaking, so I found a John Cooper Works rear section fairly cheap, and I've installed that. I don't know if you can see that. I have to add the tips to it yet, but we have that on. I will be replacing the center pipe, maybe deleting the resonator or adding a different resonator to possibly get some more sound out of this. Under the hood here, I have replaced the belt tensioner and pulley. I don't think you can see that down there. I replaced this dipstick, which was broken. This car also had a leaky fuel rail, so I've replaced that. I have replaced this intake hose, which was torn and duct taped. It was an easy fix. And I replaced the upper and lower engine mounts. The upper one was completely shot, leaking hydraulic fluid all over the frame rail. Now, some items that I still need to repair on here are this coolant tank is leaking around the seam. The plastic doesn't seem to hold up too well above the exhaust manifold here. So I bought an inexpensive alloy tank, which I will be showing you guys, and we will be replacing that. The tires on this car are completely shot and none of them match. We will be replacing those. We will also be replacing the rear shocks, probably the front struts too. I know at least the rear shocks, the bushings on the bottom portion of them were completely gone, and the ride is actually really firm. A lot firmer than some other cars that I had with coilovers or lowered. Thing that I forgot to mention that we already replaced were the brake rotors and pads all the way around. I found these ones on eBay, a pretty decent deal, and they seem to be good for daily driving. Now, if we come to the interior of this thing, it's actually really nice. The leather, I like the blue and gray, it's actually in really good shape. No rips or tears anywhere. All seem to hold up really nicely. The only thing I'll actually have to get to in here is this headliner. It's disgusting, it's sagging, it just looks really bad. So we will be pulling this out and replacing it, probably with a suede of the same color or an Alcantara. I guess I'd say the only other thing that in this interior that needs replacing, or I don't even know if they need to be replaced, I need to check out these rear speakers. They don't seem to work. Now, I know that this car has a factory Harman Kardon amp, and with an aftermarket head unit, I think you have to wire them directly to the speakers and bypass the amp for it to actually work. So I'll have to pull this head unit out and see what we can work out. But the front speakers do work. That sounds okay. Not that it really matters. After we get everything repaired, we will talk about what I paid for this car and how much it took to get it back on the road. And in the end, was it worth it as a daily driver or even as a flip? Thanks to everyone who has watched this, and if you like what you saw and want to see many other builds that I will have coming up on this channel, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you.